Hi, this is Jason with Violator Comics Collectibles coming at you with another toy review. This time we're taking a look at the Thundercats Mumm-Ra figure from LJN Toys from 1985. So the first thing we're going to do is take a closer look at the figure. Alright, so taking a look at Mumm-Ra. So this is from the original Thundercats toy line from 1985 from LJN. And this is probably one of my most favorite action figures I've ever had. Now this is not my original one. My original one was actually given away when I was a kid, and it was also, played with considerably, and the weapons were lost and the headdress was lost. So eventually I wanted to get a better looking version of this figure. But it did come in a couple variations. They did have it where this secondary small knife was also black, and also the hilt of this knife was a little bit darker in red, as well as the headdress a little bit darker in red. And it was just some of the variations they had with the different figures that they did make. But his big gimmick was that he was, I think, a battle-matic action, and he essentially has a little lever on the back that you would push, and it makes his arms go up and down. And this is pretty common with most figures of this time period where they could do that. And you can position their arms however you wanted it, so to do their little fighting sequence. As well as the other thing with this figure is it came with a ring, which is like a power ring that you could actually wear. You could actually put this on your finger and wear it. Now obviously my fingers are a lot larger now, but you could wear this, and you actually, this little metal piece right here would be plugged into the back of the character to make his eyes glow. Now this figure, unfortunately, the ring is damaged. I'm sure if I got a better ring that wasn't corroded on the inside, I could do the light up feature, but I don't have that. But this is basically, you could wear it, and then this little tip would plug into the little back port right here, and it would actually light up his eyes. And the only two figures in the toy line that did that were Mumm-Ra and then Lionel. So the other main thing with this figure is you can obviously take his headdress off, so it's pretty straightforward. You just pull it off. And this is how you actually see a lot of the figures. If you on the used market, people have lost the headdress over time, so he's bald. He's almost got that alien-looking Mike Tyson look to his face. Definitely, obviously, different than what he's portrayed in the TV show, but a pretty good toy for that time period. And he's got really nice-looking color coming down from his bandanas to the black and red, as well as comes onto his emblem. It's nice and shiny. And then his two swords, he's got a really large sword that I have in his right hand, and it pretty much can only fit in his right hand based on how the toy was designed. And then as well as he's got a smaller dagger where you could put it in that right hand. And same thing, the way the hilts are made, you can really only get these knives in these specific hands. They're designed differently, where this hole in the hand can really only fit this straight looking hilt. And then this big one is very tight and slides in, and it looks like this. And it's an old figure, so it's actually losing paint. You can actually see on his hand where some of the paint has come off on this knife. But you can put this knife in this hand, no problem, it's loose. But getting it in this hand is almost dangerous, because you possibly break the hilt of the knife. And finally, for size comparison, here we have Mumm-Ra from the original Thundercats toy line next to the other version of Mumm-Ra from that same toy line, so you can see the size difference. And these two figures were actually used if you had the Mumm-Ra's layer playset, which I'll actually do in a later review. As well as here's the remake version of Mumm-Ra that they redid when they started making toys for the newer Thundercats toy line. So you can kind of see the size thing. So definitely a huge beefy figure in the original ones, which is like that with most action figures of that time period in the 80s. Same thing for the battle-matic action where you pull that lever on the back and their arms move. Numerous figures in this toy line did that, as well as, you know, a lot of figures in other toy lines, you'd squeeze their legs and they'd have that arm swinging action. So it's a pretty, you know, popular thing. And you still see it to this day, but not as common as you did before. But, you know, unfortunately with this figure, it's a little bit older. I don't have a ring to show you the light up eyes, but it was a nice feature at the time. I remember playing with that a ton when I was a kid. And like I said, this figure has a very, you know, strong place in my heart. But once again, this has been Jason with Violator Comics Collectibles. Any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below. If you liked the video, hit the like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and I'll see you guys next time.